powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
Continue thriving and obviously achieve higher, and everybody knows that even though I'm not working with them again, but my personal relationship with the owner and many of the management and the staff, it is where my heart is. So I wish them very well, but I'm sure that even without wishes they will still do very well.
She is a goddess on the screens and in real life. She has starred in movies such as Adam's Apple, Crime to Christ, name it. But one interesting thing about this lady is she's one of the few lucky celebrities who have not been inducted in scandals, meaning she has not been out there for the wrong reasons. And she's here on Talkatainment to get personal with us. Let's unravel our guest after this short breather. My name is Elsie Lamar, and you are watching Talkatainment on GhanaWeb TV. Welcome back from that quick breather. If you just joined us, you're watching Talkatainment on GhanaWeb TV, and this show is proudly sponsored by Cheesy Pizza. Cheesy Pizza has all you want from juices, smoothies, jollof rice, fried rice, spaghetti, meatballs, and for pizza, you buy one and get one free every Wednesday at all their branches. You can call Cheesy Pizza on 0544 133 397. 0544 133 397. Cheesy Pizza, your way, your pizza. We are joined by the beautiful Helen. Welcome.
Thank you.
You seem to be... Oh, thank you. You look good too. I like your maxi dress.
Thank you.
And speaking about your dress, you know, I looked you up on the internet and you do a lot of slay.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, you have to share your plug before you go. You have to share, or you do that backdoors.
Well, maybe
I hope
after the show.
I hope they have plus sizes like mine too.
Well, they do. They do. They do. Trust me.
Yeah. I also found some interesting stuff about you. That is, you featured in Stonebwoy's Mighty Lily.
Oh my God. That was like what, 2015? I can't remember.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, somewhere 2015, 16 that way. How was it for you? Like, was that your first time being a video vixen?
No, I think I had done with EL's first. Turn the lights down.
Oh, you in that song?
Yeah. That's speaking of EL, where is he?
We should be asking you.
I had done that. So during the next tour was Stonebwoy, it wasn't anything. I mean, it's just camera, lights, action. So it wasn't a big deal.
But do you ever, if someone ever approaches you for a deal like that, you know, being a video vixen in his or her music video, would you mind?
It's not something I'm extremely focused on. With Stonebwoys, it came through another colleague. So I was actually on set filming when she came on the set and she was like, hey, Stonebwoy needs you for a quick one. I'm like, are you serious? Where? So Labadi Beach, okay. I'm like, how long is it going to take? So it was more like, okay, let me just do it for another colleague in an industry, you know, sort of. But it's not something I'm really enthused about. No, and it will depend, you know. I mean, you can't do Stonebwoy and it has to be another higher.
Yeah.
Level.
We have to go like outside Ghana, you know, because Stonebwoy is one of the biggest artists in Ghana.
Yeah, he is.
Actually, people are saying that because there are no roles, so probably you might want to take that as a side job. You know.
No. You know,
Why?
the film industry is very broad. If you don't understand the movie industry, then you are in the wrong field. You need to know how it works. Business, or let me just say, there's business with filmmaking. As an actress or an actor, there's a lot you can do apart from being in front of the camera. So for me, like this, a couple of years ago, I think it was in between the start of my acting career.
Yeah.
I was doing subtitling for most of the Kumasi production, Kumasi Chi movies.
Movies.
So if I'm not on set, I'm at Opera Square Studio doing subtitling. And I was making money on that side for other producers who were producing the Chi movies, and they wanted translated into English. And that's money.
Why subtitling though? Why didn't you
Because
feature?
I do creative writing. I read a lot. I do a lot of writing. So that is an area you need to know what you're passionate about, what you can do, your capabilities, to know how you can maneuver to keep money flowing for you. You can't say, okay, it's just
Being on the screen.
Yeah, in front of the camera and that's it. No, there are other broad areas. Filmmaking is big money, or film business is big money, but we still don't understand it here.
I see. We'll come to the film business, but now, on a lighter note, I did a quick search on you online, and all that popped up when positive stories. How do you?
Thank God.
How do you do? Yeah, because it's so unlike being an actress in Ghana. What are you talking about? How do you manage to keep a good brand?
I think I understand this as a career for myself. It's not just a hobby for. Unlike other people just came into it to just, while away time and do whatever. For me, it's a career, and I understand my career. So I play a safe game. I think the only scandal I've had a couple of years ago was I don't have my Facebook account anymore. You'd have found a little sticky stuff around me. I was on set on Adam's Apple. And I did a TV3 interview. I went on TV3 show. Back then, A.B. Bright. She's now an MP aspirant for Tema East or Tema South or something. Yes. She was a host on a show, a late night show at TV3. So she called me that, hey girl, can you stop by? And I'm like, yeah. So it was a late night matured show for adults. And we're having adult conversation. So I made a comment about how some Ghanaian men are selfish in bed.
And it became boom.
And can I mention other people's
you can,
names?
you can.
And a journalist, or let me just say a blogger, picked up and said, okay, Helena Santos says Ghanaian men don't know how to have sex.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't say that. And it became a whole issue, like piece of him. Everybody was just on it, hitting me left, right. I'm like, I didn't say that. And that was my first ever scandal. Like,
how did you feel?
I didn't know how to handle it. I'm like, my mom.
Did you cry?
I cried.
Wow.
I cried. Imagine how fat I am. And I'm, I cried. I'm like, I didn't, how painful it is when you know what you said and someone is twisting your words. And I'm like, I didn't say that, because for you to say Ghanaian men, you are insulting from the president down to every adult man in the country. Yeah. So
including your own dad.
Including my own dad. At the time he wasn't even in the country, so thank God. But I did not say that. I said some Ghanaian men don't know how to have sex. Yeah, okay. I didn't say they don't know how to have sex.
They are selfish.
They're selfish in bed. And it's true. It hit their ego, they didn't understand it. So I mean but I grew a tough skin from there. And then my second one was I did a photo shoot in 2015. It was a little exposure, but it was very decent, and they just talk
most
about
of your
it.
pictures online, you look like Naomi Campbell. Like,
Well,
yo.
I'm a chameleon. I'm a chameleon. I transform in photo shoots. So
Speaking of,
yeah.
let's come to social media.
Right.
You know, a lot of people, let me say, a lot of people in the showbiz industry make good use of social media to advertise their stuff, because most of them are brand influencers.
Right.
But with you, it's different. Your last tweet on Twitter was on Mother's Day.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
How is that?
You know, I don't know how to use Twitter. Don't tell anyone. I don't know how it works. Like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around how these social media apps work. Like, I can't. I'm the type that I'm a very shy person. If I'm not on camera, I crawl back into my shell. And in my world of creative ideas, fiction, stories, creating stories, this is me. I'd rather spend time finding a good story I can write that can be produced than social media. Like, I just don't have the energy for it. And to be honest, I just don't know how it works. I'm still trying to find how it works for me. I don't. To even join Facebook back then, it was one of my colleagues, Rosalind Ngiza, that she actually forced me, took my phone, is like, I'm signing you up on Facebook. Like, I didn't want, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just not.
Is it because, like, you're not that hungry for fame? You know, people do a lot of things these days, including stunts on social media to thrive. That's not the case with you?
When you say you're not hungry for fame, I am an actress, or let me say an actor. Why should I be hungry for fame? Why?
You know, there's some
my work
actors
will speak for me.
People
if we
don't
produce
know.
a movie, there are billboards all over, there's commercials all over. Why do I need to be hungry for fame? My work will sell me. My work should sell me. What I do should sell me. I shouldn't be hungry to just let the world know. You know, I am very particular about my privacy. I don't like to put everything I do out there. And I don't want people in my business. Even at home, I don't like my mom in my business. I don't like my dad in my business. I'm that type. I'm just an introvert. I just need that corner. I
but
just
you're
need
a
my
celebrity.
Space. Yes, my celebrityism, if that's even a word, it comes with my work. It comes with my work. Let me do a good acting in a movie. Talk about it. Blog about it. Let me star in an international movie, say Hollywood production, some action-packed movie. Talk about it. Whether I'm naked or I'm having sex in that movie, talk about it, because that's my work. Let that speak for me. I don't need to do other things to get fame for whatever. I don't. And I don't know where the word influencers and all those things started coming from, because I think it came with the social media era or whatever.
Yeah, it came with brands, you know.
When I started my career, we only had radio, we had newspaper, and we had few television TV stations. These were the three things that if you ever featured on these three, then it means you're taking your, you're a veteran, pal. You're being exposed. You're taking your career somewhere, or it encourages you to know that you're doing something. Before, I think social media, Facebook popped up. But back then, it was just radio, TV, and newspaper. And I remember my first feature on a newspaper. I can't remember what newspaper. Was it Daily Guide or one of the newspaper, or Daily Graphic? I can't remember. Do you know the excitement I had? Like, it was a big deal.
Wow.
It was a big deal. And I still have those newspapers to date. It's part of my portfolio. It was a big deal.
So you would want to be noticed for your works,
for my
and
works.
not for the unnecessary things.
No.
Let me put it that way.
No.
But
No.
have you been approached by any brand? to be their influencer or something like that?
I think I've gotten some few emails, but I just didn't understand the whole influencer thing. I just didn't know. I didn't understand.
So it comes with social media. One, they look at your following on social media. That's the main focus.
Right.
That is why recently Ifya Odo, when she went off social media for a while, her people that signed her came out to say they are suspending her contract. Because you can't be off social media and we'll still be paying you money. We are paying you money because of your following on social media and because you advertise on social media. So don't you think that it's because of you not being active on social media to a point? That's why you are not really being approached that much by these brands.
I would say yes, and I would explain. If you want to approach me to do something for you, first of all, I need to have interest in that. If I don't have interest in that, then there's no point. Because already I'm not a social media person. I just don't know how it works. I'm still learning. Secondly, it depends on the kind of brand you want me to promote. It has to make sense. It has to be a big deal. Do you understand? It can't just be maybe clothing line or something, and then because I just don't have the energy to be that creative on social media. I don't have the energy for that. So it has to make sense. We need to have that meeting. We need to sit down, talk. Proper endorsements deal. Then I know that I am being paid to do A, B, C, D. It's an endorsement deal. It's for a couple of years. So within this year, I'm supposed to be doing A, B, C, D. Then I know I have time for that because it's work. But don't email me and say clothing lines, soaps, those kind of things. Though it's money, but it's not for me. I don't have the time for that.
You're aiming for the bigger brands.
The
brands that make sense.
Brands that make sense. Brands that speaks volume. Brands that can actually, let's just say if my NGO, I'm doing something, that brand can be able to support the NGO. And I'm not saying that small monies are not important. Small monies are very, very important. But I will make small monies in a different way down to social media time. I don't have the time for that. If I write a script, I can sell a script to a producer. I'll make that small money.
Oh,
so my time is to stay at home, write my scripts, call a producer. Charlie, I have this script. Or do you want it? Okay, send it. Let me preview. Okay, it's good. How much? And I just don't have time for those things. I feel like it's a lot of work, and I can't. I can't.
On this note, let's pause here and take a quick breather. When we return, we'll delve so much into the whole movie industry and how it has benefited women and so much that you'd want to know. Don't forget, this program is proudly sponsored by Cheesy Pizza. We'll be back. Don't go away.
One time for my nightlifers. Don't nobody else can do it like us. Us the way girls like us, the way our baby, cause other girls like us. Hey, I can't come and kill myself, cause if you die, you know they carry your money, they go your grave. So every time you step in the place, I DJ, yeah, and all the boys and the girls go the craze. But let people stay far away. If you be positive, then holla me. Payday, dream a major salary, straight to the club, cause tonight. Dawood is a vocal artist, you know, who channels his words through his art. Basically, music is what I do, but prior to music, I used to write a lot. You know, I used to do a bit of poetry. So there are elements of that in my music, you know. Music is an expression for me. Basically, it's how I get intimate with the universe around me. I think after high school, that was when I really decided that I wanted to do this, you know, sometime 2013, yeah. It's hard to categorize music these days because there are different influences coming from different places. But the Afro prefix is for the fact that I'm African, so then definitely my roots are African. And then with mix with anything else from anywhere else, you know, because I listen wide. I listen to pop, I listen to reggae, I listen to R&B, I listen to hip hop. So all those elements influence my art. So I'd say I'm an Afrofusion artist. Charlie Boy Swamp Pop. Chroma there. The problem we say we back benjet. It would have been cool if we got by the 100, but we don't get shit like Alafa send that. But still more vim, the swag be more than. If nothing at all, we go fear 4 gin. That one know the cost to be like 4 gin. I hear self say girls they take do abortion. I beg give me here say make nobody ball. Yeah, my music is on all digital platforms: iTunes, Spotify, AudioMac, SoundCloud, everywhere, or Boomplay, like all musical platforms out there. I feel like the internet has empowered artists. You know, gone are the days when you needed to go through the mainstream media to get your stuff. So it's like it was so centered, or it was so centralized that if you don't know anybody in the mainstream media, it was hard to get your stuff out there. But the internet has empowered artists. From the comfort of your home, you can still get people to listen to your music. You know, you don't necessarily need to know somebody. That the whom you know first has been broken. So you don't necessarily need to know somebody to get your music out there. So I feel the internet has empowered artists. But in as much as it has empowered artists, now it has saturated the industry. Because like now everybody can get their music across. So the competition is tighter. I like to collaborate with Mugis, you know, because I've also taken a lot of inspiration from his music back in the day. You know, his music has really inspired mine in different, diverse ways. So he's someone I would like to, apart from collaborating, like you see, the thing with me is that the people I like to collaborate with are actually people I want to meet in person. Like, I want to meet him, you know, to interact with him. Yeah, so that's it for me. And out of that interaction, I'm sure we could create something. My social media is Dawood_Ajiman across board. Dawood_Ajiman. Them they roll with me, cause my vibe is different. Cause my vibe is different. Love my company, cause my vibe is different. Cause my vibe is different. Anytime my songs they play, they be vibing different. They be vibing different.
That was a good one there, Barbara. Big ups to you. We are still here with Helen Asante. We are still chit-chatting. Want to find out more about how she has been faring in the movie industry so far. Has it been good to you?
That's an interesting question. I would say yes. And yeah, it's been good. By the grace of God, it's been good.
You've been able to make the cash.
Yes, as you're working, you focus on cash. But, I mean, career growth is what you focus on, as in taking your career on another level, advancing in your field of work. So I think so far, it's been okay.
That's good to hear.
It's been okay.
That's good to hear. You know,
it's been okay.
Yeah, because there's the great concern that a lot of our veterans, you know, they retire with nothing because they push with the passion. Recently, Akofa came to say she laid the foundation for most of the actors. She and others, you know, laid the foundation. In as much as we are looking at the career growth, the kudi is also important,
yeah.
You know.
But who do you blame? The question is, who do you blame? We don't have business people in this country or investors who are interested in investing into the film industry. Business people are not interested in investing here. They will rather invest into other avenues that they can see revenue, or they can see their funds, they can get their funds back. But the film industry, the film business, we still don't understand it yet here. Nigerians, I would say, are doing well. Nigerians understand the business part of it, and they are supporting their industry. Here is a problem. Even when you want to film, you know, it's not just, you wouldn't just put the blame on just particular industry or particular organization in that set. Because even if I want to film and I come here and say, hey, I want to use your studio to film, you will give me your studio, all right, but some production crew members will come and they'll mess up the place. If I come the next time, would you give it to me?
No.
Exactly. But if I come and I take care of the place and it's decent enough, the next time you will give it to me without any conditions.
Yeah.
But because of the character or the nature of our work or the character of other people that don't understand the kind of work you're doing, it's become a challenge that people don't want to even give up their properties for us to use for production. It comes with conditions. You have to pay. Producers don't want to pay. Executive producers don't want to pay because they have a budget they're working with. Thank God the government now has set up a National Film Institute or something, NFL, something. Authority. They are definitely going to put things in place. We have FIPAC, Producers Film Association. They're there. Ghana Actors Guild, well, they'll wake up someday. They'll wake up, they're still asleep, but they'll wake up someday at the right time. Some more small organizations or associations are popping up. I believe strongly with time, things will change. But people need to understand that film business is a big deal. There's money in it. Bollywood wouldn't be Bollywood today if they didn't know there was money in Bollywood. Hollywood is making it because there's money. It's big business. We Africa here, we still don't understand it. We still don't understand it. So if bigger companies, now I'm happy the Access Bank has taken up producing TV series. This is what we're talking about. This is how we will grow.
This is deep. This is so much for art. I think there's
so you see the kind of ideas I have. I don't have time for social media, sell clothes, sell shoes. So I don't have that time. I'm sorry. We have bigger issues here. We have bigger pressing issues that is bugging us. Pressing issues that's bugging us. It's not about shoes. It's not about selling clothes or soaps, lighting soap or whatever soap. It's not. It's not.
But that's what some people do to make ends meet.
Okay, that's good for them.
They have given up on the movies.
Well, that's good for them. That's good for them. That's good for them. For me, the kind of brand I am keeping for myself, I am not retiring anytime soon. I think I'll be retiring at 101. Yeah. When I'm 101, I'll be retiring.
So help you God.
So help me God. The good thing about being an actor or an actress, at whatever age, when you have the passion, you can start it as a career. It has no expiring dates to it, unless you don't understand it. That's it. And some of our veterans, excuse me to say, did not understand the field they were in. Because no matter the age you are now, repackage yourself. There is no expiry date to you.
Are you saying some of them have retired early?
I think so. They've given up. But if you rebrand yourself and repackage yourself, you still have your contact. You still know the same producers who are producing. When you look, being an actor is a whole package. It's a whole package. You need to be able to maintain yourself. You need to keep up. That is why it's not small money. That is why it's not small money. You need to keep up. Because as I'm sitting here, and when you texted me, I told you, oh, I've lost weight, so the pictures I'm saying you don't compare when you see me. You understand? Maybe as I have lost weight now, if I'm still looking good, there's a particular role the producer is producing or a director would probably need me for, and I might fit into it.
Speaking about losing weight, how do you maintain your shape?
I don't need to do much. I just need to stress myself and I'm gone.
Oh yeah. Wow. That's weird.
I'm weird like that. I just need to stress myself and I'm gone. Little stress, I'm gone.
Wow.
So you can see me like next month and I'm looking okay. The little stress I go through, then you see me again, you're like, oh, looks like you've lost weight. I'm like, yeah.
Have you lost roles because of your size?
Yes. I think this is a good question. This was my #1 challenge at the start of my career. My #1 challenge.
Tell us.
There's a reason why they call me Cutie in the industry. That's actually my industry name, Cutie. And I say I'm the cutest actress in Ghana. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a problem. It was a big problem because they could not just see me to play whatever role that, that I know that I can play. It was a typical Ghanaian woman definition. From Ghana, we go to Africa. Typical Ghanaian woman is, yeah. I mean, it got to a point, people didn't even really think that I was a Ghanaian. I thought I'm a Ghanaian. Unless I say I'm Helen Asante, they'll know, oh, okay. But I didn't think I was a Ghanaian because I didn't have the back, I didn't have the front. And a typical Ghanaian woman, at least you should have one of those. And me, I'm flat. So, I mean, look at you sitting there. You're a typical Ghanaian woman. You can pass for a Nigerian woman too. Because Nigerian women are big bones, or Nigerian guys, or Nigerian actually are big bones. So that mentality, you can be big bones, but you may not be old. You may be young. But here, our mentality, which you mentioned, is, okay, anybody that is, you know, a big bone is considered matured or is old. But the person may not even be matured. So typically, give that person the matured role. And give this person looking like a 16-year-old a child role. So it was a big deal. I struggled through. I struggled through. It got to a point I'm like, I need to get out of this country because they don't appreciate my size here.
Oh.
It's only Hollywood that will appreciate my size because Jada Pinkett is my size.
Oh yeah.
And it's not about your size. It's about the character you're playing. And when if you're giving me a certain character and I'm costumed, by the time I'm done with makeup, hair and everything, you will not even think it's me.
Yeah, true.
If I go off all this makeup, all this hair, all this look, I'm looking like a 16-year-old. But if I have to play a character and I dress up in the character role, I look the part. But at the time, they didn't get it. It's either you're light skin or you're heavyweight champion. Yeah. They didn't get it.
So that could pass as one of the challenges for women. Now let's come into that. You have starred you have starred in movies like Adam's Apple, Crime to Christ. In
Sin of the Soul, In the Eyes of My Husband, About to Wed, Love for Rent.
A whole lot.
Yes, couple. I can't even remember.
Yeah. So through each set of these movies, what can you say are some of the challenges that women go through as far as shooting movies in Ghana is concerned?
You know, the challenges varies. It depends on, because for me as an individual, I'll speak for myself. Other people have had different challenges that maybe I haven't had yet. But, you know, filming, it's not child's play. As we're sitting here like this, if it was a film production set, you know, we could actually spend 1 hour doing one particular scene. 1 hour doing one particular scene with no ACs, and you have an HMI bounced on you. 1 hour. And imagine you're a lady going through your cycle, and maybe you have a little challenges. You can't, but you've taken money and you have to be on set, and you have to struggle through, and you're sweating. It's not easy. It's not easy work. It's not an easy job. And when you're going through, you know, as women, apart from your cycle challenges or your body changes, or you have certain health issues here and there, you also do have maybe some responsibility coming from home, or you're dealing with some emotional trauma. But you have to be on set, and at that point, you need to play that character. You need to read your script, memorize all that script, and you have some broken heart somewhere, or you have some emotional issue you're dealing with, and you have to split that.
A party girl.
You have to split that and transition into a role. It's not easy. Ghana here, we take emotional issues lightly, and it's not. We take it lightly. It's not easy.
What are you doing at the moment? No, before that, you mentioned in one of your statements, you were talking about emotional and Have you had a broken heart before?
Oh, yes, I have.
You want to share?
I think I shared that on Stacy's restoration a couple of years ago. Her very first episode she did, and yeah, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I understand, and just recently I actually even started going through one again, and I'm like, okay, not again.
Wow.
So I mean, it's part of life. It's part of life, but it takes a toll on you. It takes a toll on you, and emotional issues. It's something. Or let me just say, there's another medical term for it. People that deal with...
is it depression?
Depression. Petty anxiety issues. I think low self-esteem can lead to depression as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, all these kind of emotional traumas. We should really take it serious in this country because it's not easy. Because I remember my first heartbreak, I didn't know what to do. But thank God I had friends around that I could actually talk to. And me, I'm one person that when I cry about something and I talk about it, no matter how many times I repeat it, just allow me to go. This is how I release. This is how I release. But how about other women who have gone through that and haven't had any form of support and have lost their lives, taken their lives, ended up in the psychiatric hospitals? Even if you're a married woman and you hear that your husband is cheating on you, or another girl is trying to take your husband away from you, that instant pain you feel in there can lead to a heart attack. It's not easy.
So in your case, it was cheating?
Yeah, it was cheating. It was lies.
Wow.
Yeah. He was actually married and he didn't tell me.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
This thing.
And he didn't live here. It was a long distance, and he comes and he goes. And he was actually married there, and I had no idea. And this is somebody you Skype with. That time it was Skype. The era of BlackBerry and Skype.
And he was able to hide it perfectly well.
I Skype with him when he's at his mom's house. I Skype with him when he's in the house. So I'm like, where?
No traces.
No trace. Like, how? And don't forget, I mean, those living abroad, those in the diaspora, it's easy because most of the time your wife is working 2 shifts.
Yeah, and
she's
we are
working
in different time zones.
You know, we are in different time zones because it's possible. I mean, I matured to now know how it works, to understand how somebody could lie. But naturally, men are liars. Yeah, women play all sorts of games, but men can lie. But don't take it that as, okay, men are liars. Hey, here I am saying men again.
Oh, yeah. They know they are liars, actually. They know. They know.
Men are liars, and, you know, but, I mean, it's inevitable with the man to lie. Some men or men lie and cheat.
You know, they mostly tell us that we women, we don't want to hear the truth, so they tell us lies to make us feel happy. Can you imagine?
And how long can you imagine? That's the thing. But how long can you keep on lying? How long can you keep the lie up?
Yeah.
Because the minute you tell one lie, it has to continue.
You need to keep up.
You need to keep up.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing is that it's in their DNA. It's in their DNA. Don't think there's any saint on earth. We women too, we are not saints.
We are not.
We can be devilish at times. We can be a demon. When a woman says she wants to deal with a man,
oh yeah,
unless God comes down from heaven to save you, that's one thing men don't know. That women, we have all the power. In all areas, in all sectors, wherever, film industry, wherever.
And that's on the girl power.
Girl power, women power. We have the power, and it's about time they come to terms with that.
Oh yeah.
We have the power. If we get to understand the amount of power God has given us as women, I'm sure we will not be our own enemies. We will not be our own enemies.
So, can you tell us the most difficult time in your career?
A couple of years ago, I was doing back-to-back movie, and my manager at the time, I was using a car was given to me by my manager, and it was broken, and I didn't have any other means of transport but to rely on taxis. We didn't have Uber then. And I was filming back-to-back production that I hadn't been paid on one set. And the other set had only given me one episode money. So I was balancing the one episode money, going on set every day for 2 different productions. And there are times that you don't even have money, you're broke. Because even while on set, you've seen something you want to buy that will enhance your character on set. So you want to get it. And you're broke and you don't have money and you have to go on set. And back then I had one driver that I could rely on, and he's still alive and he's still strong right now. Wafata, I keep mentioning his name. A lot of industry people know him. He takes me everywhere, day, night, no matter the time you call him, he's there. But days he's not there, you don't have money to go on set. You're in trouble. And you have to go because you've signed a contract or whatever, there's an agreement. And you have to go. Producer says he doesn't have money to pay you. And you know you need to finish this job because if this job comes out, it leads to another job for you. And you're struggling. And you have to borrow money from either your dad or your mom. And yet you said you're working. Hey, what kind of shame is this? Like, how do you even bring yourself to that?
How did your family react when you chose this career path?
Beginning, they weren't even supportive at all. From the beginning, they didn't understand it. They didn't even understand me. Because my dad wanted me to do law, or be a journalist, or a newscaster sitting on TV reading news. And I don't blame him because even back in school, I went to Wesley Grammar. I was a history reader for my class, and when I'm reading, the whole block is quiet. The headmaster wants to come and see whose voice is that. I had that voice. You know, as tiny as I was, I had that voice. So they even thought I was going to be some journalist or a newscaster or something. It was a surprise for everybody when I switched to, because I know what I do when I'm alone. I know what I do when I'm alone. I've always had that zeal, like when I'm alone, I always love to be alone. I don't like anybody in my space.
Lona.
Yes. That's a new word, huh? Lona. Okay, I'm a loner. Because when I'm alone, I just create a new world for myself. That fiction, I see myself, you know, playing roles in front of the mirror, you know, doing all manner of things. And as a teenager, that's what I was doing in front of the camera. In front of a mirror. And I didn't even know it was called acting then. I didn't even understand it. So I knew what was inside me. I knew what I was feeling, the passion I was feeling towards whatever. And fortunately for me, I had these friends who were Liberians. You remember we had the refugee camp in Bujumbura. So there were lots of Liberians in Ghana at the time. They had some money from the USA and they wanted to produce a movie. That was my very first script I had. And it was a lead role. How do I do this? I'm like, what do I do? They said, oh, you just need to read the lines and, you know, you just say it as it is. And here, I mean, mind you, I've already been creating stories by myself, playing roles in front of the mirror. And now here it is that I have this first script and I need to do exactly what I've been doing in front of the mirror here. So I just remembered, okay, if I can do it in front of the mirror, I can do it. And that was it for me. That was it for me.
Okay, so what else do you do aside acting?
I'm currently at GIMPA. I'm doing my degree, BSc in project management, and I run my NGO. It's focused on early child literacy.
So is Helen single? She's searching? Does she have a child, married, whatever?
Okay, I'm not married. I don't have kids. Yeah.
Are you single? Are you searching?
I'm not married.
But you're... Stop confusing them.
I'm not married. I'm not married.
Are you searching?
I'm not married.
Are you searching?
I'm not married.
You're not searching.
I'm not married. I'm not married.
You don't want to give people the opportunity.
I'm not married.
We know you are not married. That one we know. But we are saying, are you searching?
But
so can anybody, you know, come and pick a form?
With the broken hearts I've experienced, please.
Hey, so now you're
they should just stay away. Because enough of the broken hearts. They should just stay away. I'm not married. Okay. I mean, at the right time. Yeah.
We've heard. So you heard her. She's not married at the right time.
Why are you acting like you don't believe me?
We believe you so much. So Helen, you have to put all your social media pages out there for people to
you just put me
follow
on the spot.
you. You don't have them. Oh.
Okay, so I remember the Instagram one.
Don't worry, we'll put them on the screen so they'll find you and then they'll follow you.
Right, that will work.
Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thank you for having me.
The conversation was lit. Let me use like American language. That was a very interesting conversation right there with Helen Asante. She's an actress, a very good actress at that, and you know, I don't want to mention the video vixen bit, you know, you can catch us another time on Talkatainment. The conversation has been great. Remember, the show was brought to you by Cheesy Pizza. Cheesy Pizza has all you want, from juices, smoothies, jollof rice, fried rice, spaghetti, meatballs, and the most interesting part is anytime you visit any of their branches on Wednesday and you buy a box of pizza, you get one free. So make sure you visit them. You can also contact them on 0544 133 397. 0544 133 397. Cheesy Pizza, your pizza, your way. And they have asked us to present a coupon to our guest here.
Oh, yes. Whoa. Are you serious?
So you can go to any of their branches, present the coupon, and get whatever you want from them.
Oh,
so
thank you. I'm actually hungry, so I'm gonna go there.
Oh
right now.
Yeah. So here you are.
Thank you so much. Hey, I got my coupon. Thank you so much. Cheesy Pizza. I'm really grateful. Thank you. I'm coming. Make it on a double, okay?
Yeah, so we've come to an end of today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll come your way another time. Till then, we are out.
From the dawn of time, people have engaged in several businesses. With the onset of technology and innovation, life has relatively been made easier. By using debit or credit cards,
mobile banking.
Thank you. And your favorite, mobile money?
tech has indeed married business. On BizTech, we spend time with faces behind known and upcoming businesses in the country.
Learn more about the new technologies and innovation,
as well as find out about the trending issues in the world of business.
Join us as we serve you with a variety of compelling interviews, projects and others right here on GhanaWeb TV.
This week on The Untold, we sit with a nonagenarian, Nana Timothy Ayekusi, as he shares his life story with us. A man who's lived pre-independence into post-independence time, shares with us what he thinks about life today and all the perspectives about his life, as well as some of the things that he hopes would inspire you and I in this week's edition. All the details are right here with us. Come along. Hello, Grandma.
Hello. How are you?
Very well, Grandma.
Oh,
I hope you're fine.
welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Welcome.
How is Daddy?
He's fine.
Very well, very well. Great.
We'll be happy to see you.
We are also glad to be here. We're actually glad.
Welcome.
Thank you. Nana Kusi was just 6 years old when his father sent him away to live with his uncle in the hills of Mampong. and he explains why his father had to take such a decision.
I am Nana Kusi. I was born during the Depression year on January 9th, 1932. I was born into a Christian home. My father moved from town to the Christian quarters when I was at the age of 3. And we lived in a very modest, thatched house. There was a catechist house, and then there was an elder also has a house, and we lived in a thatched house. But later on, my father put up a Swiss house containing about 10 rooms. Then we had my aunt and her children living in the compound house together with my grandmother and her children. At the age of 6, my father sent me to live with his brother, my uncle, at Nintin, which was about 5 miles away, up on the hill going to Mampong. Well, in my childhood, I found out that my father had gone to the north, trading in cola, and the last trip he made was in 1935. And he came back with what they call bush meat. Dry. He goes with the cola, about 6-7 bags of cola, and then he returns with shea nut, meat, and then the Northern food products.
Going to school for him was a privilege, even though he had to trek 2 miles each day to get that education. His father, on one hand too, had a wild expectation for him and his future.
In 1937, I entered school, and the school was up to standard 3, to class 3. So we had class 1, class 1A, class 1B, class 2, class 3. 2 teachers were teaching. One taking class 1A and B, and then the other taking class 2 and class 3. Enrollment was then not encouraging. People were not interested in education. I was lucky to attend school. I found out that my classmates most of them were looking, had their guardians being uncles. A few of us Christians were by our fathers. It was during our turn, going to standard 1, that the school was upgraded to standard 1. So we were spared the benefit of not walking to Jamasi for the junior school. We finished the infant junior school in 1944, and then in 1945, during the war,
we had to walk 2 miles every day to school, to senior school at Jamasi Presbyterian School. Throughout the junior school years, there was rage, there was poverty. The Second World War was going on, and then intermittently there were hunger, and sometimes we had to walk miles to buy food from neighboring towns. In 1946, when the war was over, we celebrated the Victory Day celebration at Mampong. All the schools within the district, from Efujasi, from Jamasi, from within Mampotonia Council, came to Mampong to celebrate. I sat for the Standard 7 examination in 1948 and passed with distinction. At that time, there was no common entrance. Students had to find their own schools. I was lucky. I was admitted to Adisada, but later on, I also had admission at the Kropon Training College. The catechist impressed upon my father that it was better I go to a training college rather than the secondary school, and that after teaching for some time, I'll become a pastor, a reverend. My father was enthused about it.
Nana Kusi's career as a teacher took off, and he would serve at a number of stations until a bigger opportunity to leave Ghana knocked at his door.
In 1949, I registered at the Kropon Training College to start the 4-year teacher training Certificate A program. We were the 101st to enter the years to enter the school. The school had celebrated the 100 years anniversary in 1948, and we were the first batch of students to enter Kropon Training College. The class was composed of 3 kinds of people. We had ex-servicemen, about 1/3 of them, ex-servicemen who were teaching and who are coming in to train. And then we have people teachers who have been teaching for some time. And then the third group was the straight students coming straight from the Standard 7, from the senior school, then senior school. We finished in 1952 when we were certified as trained teachers, being sent to the field. It was in 1951 that during the Nkrumah's Kodjobotio's accelerated education plan that we started having subsidies. Trained teachers were paid £7. That was the amount of money given to pupil teachers. And then the £7 was paid to the training college for tuition and boarding. And I remember that 30 shillings, £1.10 was left for us as a subsidy. And so the teachers' subsidy that exists today was started during during the Accelerated Education Plan in 1951, and I think it has been continuing to date. It was at the same time that the training colleges were expanded to have post-sec, 2-year post-secondary students also being trained. And at the same time, the 4-year stream was divided into two, that's set B and set A. So many training colleges were set up as certificate B schools to train teachers to man the schools. At the same time, with post-sec also coming in to augment. We were lucky that the Accelerated Education Plan had a lot of opportunities for teachers. Teachers were privileged to undertake further training in specified subjects like PT, physical education, music, arts, and so on and so forth at the Kumasi College of Technology. I was sent to Brong Ahafo, Sunyani Odumasi, which was then heavily invested by GhanaWebs. But I took care of myself. In those days, in July and August, there will be absenteeism. Most of the peoples had that GhanaWeb and they could not come to school. Fortunately, today, I think it has been completely eradicated. I took advantage of the opportunity, and then in 1956, came to Kumasi College of Technology to do specialized course in physical education. After which I was sent to Asante Mampong Presbyterian boarding school. Whilst teaching, I took time to better my education. I did the O-level and then also A-level. And in 1960, I was also appointed as an assistant education officer. I went through the orientation program and I was stationed at BBNE. At the same time, I had admission from a college in the United States. So I decided to forego the AEO appointment, get my passport, and undertake the further education in the US.
In the United States of America, the young Nana Kusi would come to find out that he was making history just by gaining admission to that university in the USA.
In January 1962, I flew to Kentucky and then I started a program in business education. Whilst there, I was visiting the local Presbyterian church. One summer, I was invited to go with him to the Presby Synod taking place at Kentucky, Danville in Kentucky. I was invited to speak on Ghana. At that time, Ghana was about 5 years, and I spoke on how education started in Ghana and how Ghana had marched and how Ghana had obtained the independence, and then there was an urge on everyone to develop, and therefore I had come to the United States to further my education. I told them that efforts have been done by the government to send people on scholarship to various parts of the country, various parts of the world, to learn so that we can go back and then develop Ghana. Well, at that point, at the synod, I realized that it was a campus, and it was a very nice, small college. So I expressed my wish to move in there. Fortunately, I had admission, and it happened to be a school which was founded in 1819. And I happened to be the first black person to enter the school. Prior to that, the state laws prohibited colors going to the school. But there has been a Supreme Court judgment that all schools should be desegregated. So I was lucky that they applied that rule, and I was the first black person to be admitted into the school. I remember that afternoon when I entered was 18th September 1962. And that was the very day Meredith was being admitted in the University of Alabama, where there was great commotion. But I found Center College to be quiet, modest. With my transcript, instead of 4-year program, I had credits, 1-year credit. So I finished in 1965 with the BA degree in economics and business administration. I continued from there to Atlanta University. First, I came to New York. I went to New York, New School for Social Science Studies on 12th Street, New York. But I found New York to be very expensive. And without scholarship, I decided to move to Atlanta University, where I had my MBA.
The Peace Corps will become another home for him, and with the rich work and experience he gathered from there, he became convinced it was time to return home.
Luckily, from 65 through 68, I have been working with the Peace Corps program during the summers when they were training the volunteers coming to Ghana. I started in '65 at the Peace Corps volunteer training program in Atlanta in 1965. Then in 1966, we trained them at Barnard College in New York near Columbia University. Then in 1967, we did the same thing at Wesley near Boston. Then the Peace Corps invited me to undertake a language program in their Peace Corps training at St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. So I took the advantage to go to the West Indies, and I was able to visit St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Kitts, and many of the islands where the Peace Corps, after their training, would be visiting. In 1968, Peace Corps invited me to accompany Ghana training program to do their first time in-country training in Ghana. So I came with two programs. The teachers who were being trained at the Theological Institute, and the co-ops who were being trained at Kumasi Kwadaso Agric Station. It was after the program that I decided to forego my doctorate degree program at Indiana Bloomington and to settle in Ghana to work. Since I was teaching, the Ministry of Education invited me to work with them in a program underway, which was introducing the commercial subjects into the secondary school system. Prior to that, there were 2-year commercial private schools doing commercial subjects, typing and shorthand and so on and so forth. But this attempt was to expand and then introduce business education into the secondary school program. I was happy to join them, and I worked with one Canadian expert, A.L. Agu, and we had about 13 pilot schools throughout Ghana where we launched the program. In Accra, we had the Labone Secondary School and Accra Academy. In Kumasi, we have Kumasi Academy and then the Yasantua. In the north, we had the Tamale Business School and then another one. And then at Abuakwa State College, it has been great. Looking back, it's been great because now business education is part and parcel of the secondary school, which wasn't before 1950. Whilst working at the education, I joined the MDPI, Management Development and Productivity Institute, as an assistant consultant, training organizing short courses for supervisors and first management. But I was also invited to Liver Brothers through attending a management association meeting. I was invited and then interviewed, and then I was appointed into the marketing department as brand manager. I was first in charge of the hard soaps and soaps in general. Then I moved to edible products like the margarine. We introduced the first made margarine in Ghana in 1971. And then Wholesome, which is a baking powder. And then I was invited for discussion, and I was moved from marketing to human resource, where but I was giving attachment programs to strengthen my background before putting me into the position. From Liver Brothers, I joined the PZ. PZ had been a purely trading company, and they were moving into manufacturing, and they needed someone who could recruit and settle people in a manufacturing plant in Tema. They had the thread factory, which is no more. They have Sparta, which is no more. They have AIL, which has now been expanded into producing medicaments, and then also some domestic products. Then I joined in 1961 GIMPA. At GIMPA, I was directing programs, human resource management, and then general management. There I had the opportunity to visit India, and I trained at Administrative Staff College of India. I've been a very traditional and academic organization. They organize short training courses, research and consultancy programs. This program was for general managers and managing directors. So we went through programs like strategic planning, corporate planning, and then looking at the organization, the various departments like marketing, production, engineering, human resource, and so on and so forth. At the same time, in 1986, I also undertook training at the Institute of Management at the Botswana, in Botswana. This course was about educating managers and teacher training and trainers training program. Whilst working at the at GIMPA, I was invited by the government to go to the State Enterprise Commission as executive director in charge of human resources. This organization was overseeing the activities of state enterprises. There were 3 of us executive directors: human resource, accounts and finance, and then planning, monitoring and evaluation. And we had a chairman. So there were restructuring going on. World Bank had reviewed and was has recommended the state enterprise state enterprises reform program, and we had to divest many of the companies, and then also strengthen some also. It was at the state enterprises that I retired in 1972 when I was 60, and then I decided to undertake consultancies. I registered a company called Peak Management Services. I first worked as a project manager at a U.S. aid program, which was undertaking training people in non-traditional export. We had programs dealing with cashew farmers, solo pawpaw growers, and then also black pepper farming. We also dealt with exporters, yam exporters and garment exporters, and that was a 3-year program. Then I have done consultancies with World Bank and Commonwealth. One of them took us to Gambia, where we did the a strategy for trading with the Gambian civil and public service. By and large, since 1992, I've been in consultancy to date. For the past 2 years, there isn't much consultancy, and we seem to be idle. But by and large, we are happy and then making it.
At the 200th anniversary of his school, Center College in the United States of America, in 2019, he got a rare opportunity to grace the occasion as a special guest. Nana Kusi explains why his selection was even more special.
2 years ago, in 2019, I was invited by Center College, the school I attended in the U.S. I was to be an honorary guest, guest of honor at their 200th anniversary. They were celebrating the 200th anniversary. It was started in 1819. And I was invited because, looking at the history of the college, they found out that the greatest thing that the college had done was integration. So they invited me as the first black as the guest of honor. At that anniversary, I was also giving, I was awarded the Integration Pioneer. And we spent about a week at the ceremony, and then I was taking around activities within my wife and I around Kentucky, visiting Lincoln's birthplace and boyhood place. I also took advantage to visit my church, the church I attended at Danville, Kentucky, and they took me to the Presbyterian headquarters in Louisville, Kentucky, for a visit. I spent about 4 months after that, and returned when the COVID-19 started.
In 1971, a few years before he went on retirement, he met his current wife, and he talks about how he met her.
My first marriage ended whilst I was in the U.S. and whilst working in Ghana after 1971, I found my wife, Mercy Abigail Amprechum, and who was the first daughter of the senior linguist of the Traditional Council at Mampong, Ochiame Okofo Techi Amprechum. So we married then. He was then a nurse working first at Kolebu and then in Accra at Kumasi Central Hospital when she finished, but then was transferred to Accra. Since then, she's undergone through midwifery and then public health nursing, and she moved. Whilst I was working with Liver Brothers, she joined me at Tema in 1972. We've been since marriage, yes.
His wife, Mercy, also describes circumstances under which they met, describing him as a historian, a disciplinarian, but a very faithful man.
Whilst I was doing the public health nursing, I met my husband. So because of that, after completing the public health nursing, I was going to be posted to the north. But because of him, it couldn't come on because he wouldn't allow me to go. So I had to leave the Ministry of Health and then join the industrial nursing. So I joined Ghana Aluminium Products as the senior nurse at the factory. And in fact, I remained there till I retired. I worked with them till I came on retirement. And it's because of him we came to Tema. At first we were staying at Community 2, and then later on we had this building and then we moved here. We've been here since then. He's been my husband, and I've lived with him throughout the years we've spent in Tema here. He is a quiet person. If you come to visit him, then you see that he is a historian. He knows everything, almost everything. But when you are with him in the house, he doesn't talk. He's so quiet. He will be sticking to his books. And now that the phones are with us, always with the phone. Sometimes even when we are talking to him, he won't hear because he's so with the phone. And he is a disciplinarian with the children. I can see that he's faithful. What I realized about him is that wherever he is, wherever he's working, he will remain faithful. Even I remember when he was with the Liver Brothers, I heard that they were giving passbooks to people. So I had wanted to have a passbook in addition to my nursing career. I told him and he disagreed. He never helped me. He said he wouldn't do it. When he went with a PZ to, I wanted to have another passbook, he didn't agree. He wants to remain to his duty and then to be faithful. He doesn't want to give the job to any other person, a relative or his wife or anybody.
But how has Nana Kusi lived so long? His wife lets out all the secrets.
He's not, he doesn't choose much about food. He's not so choosy. Whatever you give him, he will eat. He is not a person who says, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like that. The only thing I've seen is he lives more on leaves. Leaves. There isn't any leaf in Ghana here that he doesn't know how to eat it. Sometimes, even when he goes out, we go out and he's coming, he will be carrying his own leaves. Prepare this for me and prepare that for me. So he's been depending on the leaves. I think that has helped him to live up to this age because he eats a lot of leaves. And then fruits. He doesn't eat much. And he likes sleeping. He can sleep. Even you'll be sitting with him conversing. By the time you turn your head, he's asleep. He sleeps a lot. And I know sleeping too is a medicine. It helps. So that one too helps him to live up to this. And He's not very difficult to live with. It's not so difficult to live with. We've been living here peacefully. I don't worry him much, and he doesn't worry me. So we live at peace.
Powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.